The egg, which had no bird in it, suggested a lack of rainfall.
The phrase suggested a lack of rainfall more casually and metaphorically to describe something that implies a shortage or insufficiency. Here's an example.
I heard you didn't water your plants for a while. How are they doing?
Not great. Some of the leaves are wilting and they don't seem to be growing much.
That suggested a lack of rainfall. Maybe you should give them some extra water and see if they perk up.
Suddenly, it began to move, indicating the imminent emergence of a baby bird.
Imminent emergence refers to the impending or very soon to happen appearance. Here's an example.
Have you been following the news about the comet?
Yes, it's fascinating. Scientists are predicting the imminent emergence of the comet in our night sky.
The two legs of the baby bird came out of the egg, causing it to fall, and a yellow bird emerged.
The term emerge means to come forth, become visible, or come into existence, such as after the heavy rain, a beautiful rainbow emerged in the sky.
Emerge a star.
For the first time in 3 days, I emerged from my sleeping bag and began trying to do my job.
Your family is the void you emerge from and the place you return to when you die.
The yellow bird called out loudly for its mother, but when no one responded, it realized it was alone. A passing ladybug noticed the distressed baby bird and came to its aid. Discovering that the bird was completely orphaned, the ladybug decided to take on the responsibility of raising it. As time passed, the yellow bird grew, but lacking the care and upbringing of its avian counterparts. It displayed unusual behavior. It was afraid of flying and seemed fearful of everything around it. That's why the poor ladybug, acting as his mom, was very concerned. She always tried to make him strong so he could go anywhere without fear and enjoy his life. After the scene shifts, we see a group of bluebirds discussing that winter is approaching. They decide to migrate to the jungles of Africa to survive the harsh cold. There are two leaders in this group of bluebirds, one leading the whole group and the other in line to take over when the big leader retires or passes away. Now, we return to the yellow bird, the one Ladybug was playing with as his mom. During their play, Ladybug throws a nut away, pretending to have fallen and gotten injured. Then, she tells the yellow bird to go and get their food, which is the nut over there. Ladybug is scared of the yellow bird, but maybe the yellow bird doesn't understand her well. He refuses to do what Ladybug asks. After hearing the refusal, Ladybug gets very angry with the yellow birds. She insists.
Insist is a verb that means to assert or demand something forcefully, persistently, or with determination. For example,
I think we should take the scenic route to the beach.
No, the direct route is faster.
Come on, it's so much more enjoyable.
I insist. We should stick to the faster route.
In this example, Thomas is expressing a strong and persistent viewpoint, insisting on taking the faster route to the beach.
Doctors, if you please, I have to insist that we get moving.
Says that they insist on outside opinions.
The Prince and the Count always insist on everyone being healthy before they're broken.
Go and get the nut. It's the first time the yellow bird sees Ladybug so upset. What does he do? He has to go get the nut even if he doesn't want to. At the same time, the group of bluebirds is planning their route to Africa when suddenly wildcats attack them. All the bluebirds fly away, but the leader of the birds gets caught by these cats. The cats are chasing him to eat, but he is working very hard to save his life. He was also very injured while trying to save himself from this cat. The good thing was, when he spotted a cave ahead, he went inside to hide from the cat. It turns out, this is the same cave where the yellow bird came to get the nut. The yellow bird's eyes land on the leader of the bluebirds who is asking for help. However, the yellow bird is scared of birds like him. Afraid to approach, he grabs his nut and starts to leave. Seeing him go, the bluebird leaders call out even louder. Eventually, mercy touches the heart of the yellow bird, and he goes back to help the injured leader. Observing his condition, the yellow bird realizes that this bird needs him a lot. He tries to help him, but what could he do? The bluebird was in bad shape and seemed close to dying. He asks for help and says, "I'm going to die, but you have to do one thing for me. In my group, there's a bluebird who will be the leader after me. Go and give him a message that the way we used to go to the jungles of Africa. This time, we can't go there because the danger of giant birds has increased there." These giant birds were airplanes, something they didn't know much about. These machines looked like giant birds and could attack them at any time. Now, the bluebird tells the yellow bird a new way to go to Africa. Meanwhile, the group of bluebirds had reached while searching for their leader. In this group, The leader's daughter was also present. She was the first to see her dad and rushed to him. Sadly, her dad passed away as soon as she arrived. However, before his death, the leader shared with the entire group that the yellow bird would tell them the new way to go to Africa. He emphasized that everyone must now.
You can use emphasize to highlight the importance or significance of something. For example,
I'm thinking of skipping the team meeting today. It seems like a waste of time.
I understand, but the manager has emphasized that these meetings are crucial for team coordination and project updates.
And the Chinese language tends to emphasize the relationship between the listener, the speaker, and the action involved.
Cannot emphasize too strongly. Nothing even remotely like it can ever be allowed to occur again.
The committee wishes to emphasize that there is no evidence of any wider conspiracy.
Listened to every word of the yellow bird. And so, one day, the yellow bird became their new leader. As soon as the leader passed away, everyone stood there in sorrow. Seeing the somber atmosphere, the yellow bird tried to leave. However, Carl, a bluebird designated to be the leader after the previous one's death, stopped the yellow bird. He said, "Tell me what our leader has shared with you, the new way we need to take to go to Africa." Meanwhile, Ladybug had also arrived. Ladybug had heard a lot about Carl, and now she says to Carl, "Yes, this yellow bird will guide you to Africa because the routes you are taking are very dangerous, with lots of giant birds. You won't be able to proceed without the yellow bird." Carl didn't appreciate Ladybug saying this, but it was the order of their leaders. He informs his entire group that along with him, the yellow bird is now also their leader, and they will bring it along. On the other hand, the yellow bird was very frightened by all this.
Is an adjective that describes a feeling of fear or being afraid. Example sentence: the loud noise suddenly startled her and she felt frightened.
Don't be frightened.
I'm frightened. I'm very, very frightened.
Look at them. They're frightened. Take your hat off. Don't be frightened.
Who are you? Are you frightened?
He shields Ladybug from the situation and asks, "Why did you tell such a big lie? Why did you say all this to the group?" Ladybug responds, "They can be your companions. You can travel the whole world with them. Your future can be. I told this lie for you." Now Carl asks, "Tell me, what route do we have to take?" The yellow bird doesn't know how to provide the route, so he fibs. Yes.
Fibs is a term used to describe small, harmless lies or untruths. Here is an example.
Kimmy didn't want to hurt Thomas's feelings, so she fibbed and told him she already had plans for the evening, even though she just wanted to live alone.
But it doesn't give you a reason to tell us fibs.
That's like telling fibs.
That's it. Because when you tell
You don't just tell little fibs. Your lies are extraordinary.
You gonna spank me, Mom?
No, I'm not. But you shouldn't tell fibs.
Yes, I know the way. Just follow me. Carl and everyone in the group agrees to it. Before they can make any other decision, wildcats attack again. Faced with the wildcats, all the birds fly away except for a small bluebird. The yellow bird quickly flies on its back, saving its life. In other words, the yellow bird saved the life of this small bluebird. Impressed by the yellow bird's actions, all the bluebirds are impressed. The leader's daughter then says to the yellow bird, "There's something special about you that my dad chose you as a leader. He doesn't choose just anyone like that." Now, everyone was in the air. The yellow bird was in trouble because he didn't know the way. Confused, he spotted 3 mountains ahead. Remembering what the bluebird leaders had told him about 3 mountains, he started flying in that direction. Everyone agreed to follow the yellow bird without much thought. However, Carl had doubts that this way didn't lead to Africa. Something seemed wrong. Carl tried to share his concerns with his colleagues, but no one paid attention. They all believed the yellow bird was perfect. Eventually, these travelers reached Paris, and it was night. They needed to spend the night on a tower. Meanwhile, the yellow bird notices some birds eating grains. When he goes to collect grains for everyone, the birds there beat him badly. This incident upsets him greatly. First, he was already feeling guilty for not guiding the group the right way. Now, with this incident, he's very disappointed and doesn't want to continue. Then, the leader's daughter encourages him. She says, "No, you have something that my dad saw in you. You can do it." After hearing her words, the yellow bird gains a lot of courage. Now, he is ready to continue the journey with them. It's morning, and all of them set out on their way. Everyone is confident about the yellow bird, but Carl still feels confused. He says to the yellow bird, "I think you don't know the way. If something goes wrong, we won't be able to continue with you." They fly and reach an ocean, thinking that Africa is on the other side. They decide to take a break to gather energy before crossing the ocean. However, at this point, the yellow bird realizes they are not on the way to Africa. All his courage is shattered. Once again, the leader's daughter encourages him, saying, "Don't lose courage. We'll reach Africa by flying. Once we get there, you can go back if you meet your uncle." The yellow bird listens to her and stays with the group, even though he doesn't want to stay. It's nighttime, and everyone goes to sleep. However, the yellow bird encounters two seals who inform him that the way to Africa is on the other side. Hearing this, he feels even more embarrassed. But in the morning, he doesn't share this truth with anyone, and the group continues their journey to cross the ocean. When they reach the middle of the ocean, a huge storm appears. They spot a ship submerged in the water, and to escape the storm, they all get into the boat. Inside, they discover other birds like them, who are also hungry. While searching for food in the boat, it starts to sink even more. As time passes, they manage to get out of the water to save their lives. Now they find out that the other group they saw on the ship was in danger. Together, they manage to get a lifeboat out of the water, saving the lives of the rest of the birds. However, even after surviving the storm, their troubles continue. A strong gust of wind leads them to a snowy area where they can't survive. When they arrive, Carl's anger intensifies, blaming the yellow bird for everything. The yellow bird, feeling embarrassed, decides to tell them the truth. As yellow bird reveals the truth, the leader's daughter, who had become friends with the yellow bird, is saddened. Despite not wanting to leave, yellow bird has to part ways with their group and starts going away. Then, Ladybug arrives and suggests an idea to the yellow bird, providing a solution. Now equipped with a plan,
Equipped means having the necessary tools, resources, or skills for a particular task or purpose. It implies being well prepared and ready to handle a situation. For example,
the hikers were equipped with sturdy boots, backpacks, and camping gear.
The new computer lab is equipped with the latest technology for enhanced productivity.
I guess they're getting better equipped every day.
People equipped to make practical application of the energy the rest of us produce.
You are well equipped.
Yes, I am.
The yellow bird leads all the bluebirds to the airport, as advised by Ladybug. There, the yellow bird explains the reality of the airplane to the bluebirds, clarifying that it is not a giant bird, but a machine. Demonstrating by flying and sitting on the plane, the yellow bird convinces everyone that there is no danger, presenting a plan to board the plane without revealing the destination. The yellow bird assures them they will reach a safe place far away. The group approves of the plan, except for Carl, who is hesitant. Despite Carl's reluctance,
Reluctance refers to a feeling of unwillingness or hesitation to do something. Here's an example. John showed reluctance when asked to speak in front of the class. He hesitated and seemed unwilling to take the stage.
However, it is with great reluctance I must decline your kind speaking invitation.
I understand your fear and your reluctance, Mara.
It is with great reluctance that I have agreed to this calling.
the yellow bird, along with the other bluebirds, persuades him to join them on the plane. The plane is heading to Africa. Without much effort, the group finally arrives in Africa, bringing immense happiness to all the birds. Feeling that his mission is accomplished, the yellow bird contemplates leaving. However, the leader's daughter confesses that she had lied about an uncle in Africa to bring the yellow bird along. Now in Africa, she urges the yellow bird to stay with them. Encouraged by the requests of all the bluebirds and Ladybug, who has been like a mother to him, the yellow bird decides to join their group. This way, the yellow bird becomes a part of the bird family, and they all live happily in Africa. The story concludes with gratitude.